Hey, you guys, let's talk about the seven cycles of life, okay? All the way from zero to, let me look at my notes, age 63, okay? So every 7 years, our cells replace themselves, okay? Every 7 years, we go through some sort of development leap. I'm gonna say leap. So from 0 to 7, 0 to 7 is our most critical years, right? 0 to 7 is when most of the basic personality traits kick in. Between the ages 0 to 7, we are absorbing everybody else's feelings and really trying to figure out which ones is ours. But at 7, I mean, between the ages 0 and 7, you really don't know. So you're really just absorbing everybody else's feelings and you're basically being molded into whatever you're going to become, right? Between the ages 0 and 7, you don't really have much intellect, at least not your own intellect. Most of your feelings and most of what you understand and know is coming from the people that are raising you. Typically, it would be your parents or whoever is raising you, whether that's the grandma or grandpa or aunts and uncles, okay? But you don't really have your own intellect. You go off of what you are seeing and others feeling between the ages 0 and 7. So I want to call this the most critical stage of life. Now, between ages 7 to 14 is when the cycle of intellect does kick in, okay? I'm looking at my notes, you guys. So between the ages 0 to 4, I mean, not 0, between the ages 17 to 14, yeah, between the ages 17 to 14, we come into more balance with your intellectual mind, okay? Um, Between the ages 7 and 14, you're wanting to know yourself more. You want to understand the world, okay? Who you are, why you're here, you know. You're looking for where you fit in at between these ages 7 and 14. You're trying to find your space, your lane, okay? Um, School, is something that you are like we go to school before 7, but between the ages 7 and 14 is when we are, actually paying attention and actually looking at other kids and noticing our peers and how they think, and we might want to impress them between these ages. Basically, you forming into a teenager between the ages 7 and 14. This is also the stages to where you are kind of like breaking the connection that you have, that you learn between ages 0 to 7 when it comes to like having no intellect and really basing everything off of your parents or whoever raised you feelings. Between 7 and 14, you're getting out of that. You're breaking those contracts and you're kind of trying to find who you are and think how you think and feel how you feel. And you want to get out of that bubble or that mold that you were molded into between the ages 0 to 7 and find your own self, pretty much. You're really just coming into your own identity and finding yourself. So between the ages 14 to 21, we can call that the cycle of identity, okay? During the cycle of identity, contracts again with parents begin to break. You start to change. You want to think for yourself. You kind of want to just show more of your personality, of your own identity, who you are, versus what you develop between 0 to 7 and 7 to 14. 14 to through 21, you're just kind of like at an age where it's self-discovery, self-mastering. Nah, self-discovering. Now, between the ages 21 and 28, this is the cycle of maturity. This is the cycle when we really start to step into the world. This is the age to where some of us, usually if you can, are traveling the world. You're looking outward, okay? You're really trying to build things outward, if that makes sense. Between these ages 21 and 28, you're just trying to find your place in the world. You're a young adult, you just became one, and it's them 20s. You're just trying to find your lane. And yeah, that's typically the age too when maturity should come. Now, not everybody is mature by 28, but you should be. You should be. Now, this is where I'm at between the cycle, the ages 28 to 35. Well, no, I'm actually not here anymore. I'm 36. But between the ages 28 to 35, this is a cycle of seeking true kingdom within, seeking, like really going within, looking more within versus looking outside. Like 21, between 21 and 28, you kind of searching outward for your place. But between the ages 28 and 35, you're searching more within. You're looking more within. And you kind of asking yourself certain questions like, who am I? What do I like? What do I like to do? How do I feel? You begin basically searching for spirituality again. Some of us actually start our journeys between these ages 28 and 35. A lot of people tend to go back to church between these ages 28 and 25 because you're really just trying to find your spiritual sense, your spiritual lane, it's going within. It's a lot of shadow work. It's a lot of dark night of the soul type energies between these ages. It's breaking, programming, reprogramming yourself. You know what I mean? Letting go outdated ways of thinking between these ages. It's not, I'm going to say rebellious because you're an adult, but you kind of can be a little bit rebellious to the outside world because you're seeking within at these particular ages between 28 and 35. Now, the cycle, the ages 35, between 35 to 42, this cycle is called the spiritual cycle, the spiritual abundance cycle, where we're really searching for purpose, okay? Now, I'm only 36, so I'm not through with this cycle yet, but between 35 and 42, this is typically what we are doing. We are searching for our purpose. We're looking for fulfillment. We're seeking freedom. We're looking for joy, purity, peace, and happiness. And we just want to find more of that. This is like, don't kill my vibe ages. Just don't kill my vibe. Okay? I'm doing me, I'm working on me, I'm learning me, and I don't want nothing to do with you. Okay? So yeah, you're just really trying to find more of all that fulfillment, freedom, joy, peace, happiness, okay? That's spiritual abundance. So, next. Only got 3 more minutes and I'm trying to get all of this in this one video. So, the cycle between the ages 42 and 49, this is the material abundance cycle, where you see the success that you have accomplished for yourself. You looking at and you're noticing all the things that you have achieved for yourself, the goals you have reached. And yeah, it's just really an age if you've done well where you're just noticing your success and you can give yourself a pat on the back for that, okay? Now, between the ages and the cycles 49 to 56, this is a cycle of inventory. You kind of checking stock. You kind of looking at life and seeing, like evaluating certain things, what you have done with your life. What's next? It's kind of like a what's next cycle between 42 and 49. Where do I go from here? What do I prioritize? What's important and what is not important? Now, between the ages 56 and 63, that cycle is the cycle of decision. If a person has kind of forgotten what they came here to do and why they're here, like their intentions, their life purpose, their mission, some souls tend to kind of head back into the spiritual realm, cross over, because spirits and souls don't like to waste too much time. So if you get to this age and you don't really know, you don't really see anything that you've done, or you just don't feel like the person that you came here, like, what you came here to do, you don't feel like you fulfilled it. It can become a very toxic cycle. It can basically lead you to a deep depression if you are in between 56 and 63 and you feel like you have accomplished nothing. Now, 63 and beyond are pretty much our golden years. This is the cycle where all the experience pays off. You tend to do your greatest work between these cycles. You know exactly who you are, what you're looking for. You typically just flow in with life at these ages, and not really caring much about what others say. So between 63 and furthermore, if you've done well, this is just where I'm just maxing and relaxing until I head up out of this thing. So yeah, these are the 7 cycles of life. Let me know if you guys like this content, this video, and I'll do more.